Hello, this is Zero and welcome to another video. Today we're doing another chapter inside of Hermitcraft using Clockwork. We are going to be reading chapter 6. Yeah, this is my first take. I probably don't know if I will continue. We'll see. We'll see. Good. Yeah. If you haven't read any of the other chapters, be sure you do so because, spoilers. Yeah. Yeah. These stories are starting to get interesting. Pearl opened her eyes to the darkness of her bedroom. The moon wasn't shining through the window, having been hidden by some billowing clouds. Silence in the room seemed dry and a bit odd. Something had awoken her. But what was it? She sat up in her bed and wiped the sleepers from her eyes for pulling back the covers. She knew both Scar and Green were sharing a room not too far away, Devin having decided to stay with Jem. That she'd offered to have a sleepover, but Devin had felt it'd be better if not everyone was in the same place. She climbed out of bed, hearing her feet hit the floor beneath her with a silent thud. She stood as she took in the room, her eyes adjusting to the dim lighting. Suddenly, a small thud could be heard. Was it downstairs? It almost sounded like someone was knocking on the door. She couldn't be sure. She walked over to her bedroom door, opening it quietly as she peeked both ways, making sure no one wasn't waiting to pounce. She snuck over to the other side of the hallway, opening an extra room for storage as she peeked through the window where the door would be. There were 3 figures below. She couldn't really tell who they were, or whether or not they were friends or foes. She thought of backing away from the window, just as one of them looked up at her. She could just about make out a face as the figure said something she couldn't hear, pulling out something in his pocket. She squinted, trying to get a better look at it when he raised his hand and threw the object out the window. She instinctively scrambled backwards, just as he teleported onto the windowsill, his shadow covering the frame as she saw a smile on his face as he knocked out the glass. She shook her head as she took a step back. The man was wearing a black uniform with blue armbands, including a small black helmet as well. She recognized the uniform. What would he have been doing here now? She could see the man nod his head, his smile fading as he realized that Pearl wasn't about to open the window for him. The man's right hand clenched into a fist as he punched the glass, cracking it slightly as he punched again, creating a soft thud. Finally, the man's third punch did the trick, as it shattered the glass, some of it cutting the man's hand a bit as he winced, stepping into the room on top of the glass shards. His shoes prevented his feet from getting cuts as well. Why, hello there, the man replied with a smile. I see we've come at the perfect time, have we not? What are you doing here? Pearl demanded, stepping out into the hall, ready to run for it if needed. What do you think? Mr. A would like to meet you, and your little friend, the man's cold smile widened. You don't remember me? I could care less about the lot of you, she said with a shrug. You don't scare me. You should be scared, the man sneered as something below them exploded. That definitely would have woken up anyone in the house by now. You're coming with us. You have to catch me first, she declared defiantly as she ran down the hallway, seeing one of the doors open as a groggy Scar and Green peeked out. Their sleeper confusion was quickly wiped away when they saw the man behind her as Pearl went for the gadget. We got it, Scar stated as he charged in front of her as the man lunged at him, trying to give her at least a little time. No, one of you need to get out of here, Pearl insisted, glancing over at the 2 of them briefly as she completed the process, which only took less than a minute, before she heard noises by the stairwell. We've got company. Indeed you do, the man sneered as he stood, having been yanked off Scar by Green, as the 2 YouTubers stood behind the man, warily. Pearl extended her sword just as she heard the shatter of glass behind her. Pearl, watch out! Green shouted, as Pearl attempted to dodge the incoming attacker, but the man behind her was quicker. She grabbed her, holding her tight. Get out! Shh! Brill demanded as she saw the final man charging from the other two YouTubers. A Scar attempted to come to her aid, only to be tackled back down by the man with them. She struggled against the man as the man holding her managed to put some sort of cloth over her mouth. She could see Grian hesitating for a moment before running towards her as well, right before the man behind him threw an ender pearl and tackled him as well. Strange smell filled her nostrils as she felt extremely tired all of a sudden, as she watched in confusion as the men and her friends tried to overcome each other. Everything turned black. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But you know what that means. We have to end it. It's so sad. Oh, the cliffhangers. Horrible cliffhangers. You might have seen something. Don't worry about it if you've seen anything. Well, that's episode 14 for you. Ends on a cliffhanger. Hey, what's gonna happen next? I don't know. You gotta come back next week to find out. Or whenever these come out. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry for the cliffhanger, but, well, this was a short chapter, and I just wanted to get it done so that, yeah, I can get to school and have fun and enjoy myself. Yeah. Yeah. Have a nice day. I'll see you all in the next one, whatever that might be. Goodbye.